still got trouble.
The government of Tanzania was in the process of clearing the area that would eventually become the Bulyanhulu gold mine.
Tanzania could be moving up again. Instead, they gotta step on the brake.
The deposits were given to Canadian investors.
The resources of Africa are no longer with Africans.
Even if Tanzania exported gold worth more than $2.5 billion in the last 5 years, there are few signs of glitter and gold. Ordinary Tanzanians are not benefiting.
Mining companies are not very good corporate citizens.
Tatizo maji ya kunywa. Kwa sababu maji yameshachafuka, yanapita chini kwa chini.
Akasema ndio, nimesikia jasho nikajimwagilia yale maji. Ndio akajikuna akawa hivyo sasa.
Mining companies could perfectly legally not pay taxes.
Kwa hiyo hii kampuni imetuacha kwenye hali mbaya sana.
Enough is enough, I'm gonna let not this continue. I'm gonna rise and let the little light of mine shine. People from abroad, you got to listen to this. We got to sit down and talk about economic justice, fair trade, poverty eradication.
This meeting is important. It's very important for an ordinary person in Tanzania. We are in Dar es Salaam for a high-level seminar meeting on transfer pricing and taxation of multinational companies.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. You don't look very happy this morning. I'm not an expert on taxation. You hear things like money lost, money gained. I think for me it's as simple as all that.
The reason this is so important for Africa is because this continent, more than any other continent, is dominated by transnational capital. Whether it's mining, forestry, oil and gas, the wealth has been moving out of Africa in truly astonishing volumes, which makes it all the more crucial that we get the rules for taxing transnational capital correct.
We seem to be acting as if these resources belong to the multinational companies and they are doing us a favor. What is stopping us from doing something?
Mining companies employ armies of lawyers, regiments of accountants, tax analysts. They employ armies of public relations experts, PR men. And on top of it all, they have the support, the political and financial support of their home governments, and generally speaking, the political support of the host governments.
The problem is, particularly for weaker and poorer developing countries, they're under a lot of pressure from foreign investors, but also within governments. I mean, politicians tend to say, we want foreign investment, and they are constantly bringing in tax breaks.
These companies, they are doing these things within the law. So what is it the law is failing to take care of that enables them to operate with such freedom?
We are caught in a web of laws. If we don't do something serious about it, we will continue to be enslaved for generations to come.
Extractive industries provide us an opportunity with high risk, high reward, high investment, and also under the current accounting system, a lot of vulnerability to transfer pricing, transfer mispricing.
And the problem becomes bad where related companies trade amongst themselves with a purpose of actually evading taxes.
Because the rules in some instances allow multinationals to separate where income is allocated for tax purposes from where the income is generated.
Revenue authorities in different countries cannot actually tell how much profit a company is making in a particular country. They should ask companies to declare how much profit they make in every specific country they operate in. Then the tax administration can check which country they have profit in and therefore how much to take as tax.
The core of our work in the past has been around mitigating the risks of double taxation. Double non-taxation is also not good.
The OECD really for the last few decades has been working on preventing double taxation, and suddenly it woke up to the problem of double non-taxation.
For example, if you're a standalone company in Tanzania and you're competing with a multinational subsidiary, and the multinational subsidiary doesn't have to pay any tax and you're paying tax at the normal Tanzanian rate, that's a cost that may make it difficult for you to compete with the multinational. It's also not good for individuals because they end up taking a larger part of the tax burden. And it's not good for governments for the obvious reason that they get reduced revenue, but also because it creates a lack of trust in the tax system.
The treaties, the tax treaties, are actually supposed to be treaties to prevent double taxation and fiscal evasion, but there's hardly anything in the treaties apart from that phrase, fiscal evasion.
Then we need to take multilateral action, and we need to make sure that when we say multilateral, that includes developing countries.
The OECD taking the same platform with people like Saul Pikioto, who represents a very controversial position within the civil society, and coming to one conclusion that actually something needs to be done.
Tax officials have to be brought into the discussion as to what they are collecting taxes for.
We think that having somebody with a tax administration on the ground helping them can be of great assistance. That work is what we're calling tax inspectors without borders.
They get taken by the hand and told, in a case like this, this is what you look for. This is the legislation you're having to deal with. This is how you approach it.
So I think what we need to do more is to look at the law more carefully and make sure that things are done properly and these loopholes are plugged. If the idea, the impression is tax me if you can, then probably we would also have to change our strategy and say that you can run but you can't hide. We will tax you because we can.
Enough is enough, I'm gonna let not this continue. I'm gonna raise and let the little light of mine shine.
The seminar has gone very well. I'm very happy.
Msaada sababu hayo machimbo mgodi huo umeidhinishwa na serikali. Kwa hiyo ndio inatakiwa serikali sasa ndio. Sisi tuko chini ya serikali sasa waelewe hili swala watatusaidiaje sasa.
Sote wana wa baba mmoja, tushirikiane pamoja. Sote wana wa baba mmoja. Maisha kitendawili, kila dini njia mbili.
Time is up. The ground rules have changed. I think they have to understand that it's no longer business as usual.
Tushirikiane pamoja, sote wana wa baba mmoja. Tushirikiane pamoja, sote wana wa baba mmoja.
Nasikitika nikitazama Afrika ya leo. Umoja haupo tena. Haki haipatikani. Tumesahau maadili ya amani na misingi ya utu wetu kama Afrika. kama walivyosema wanaharakati wa kongwe wa Afrika.
The pressure is now big